What I thought I'd do today is talk to you a little bit about using brushes in Photoshop. They are an incredibly useful tool for shading and rendering, adding backgrounds and backdrops, putting things behind your drawings to help them pop out. Um, they're really, really useful, and we use them a lot when we're shading and coloring. Typically in Photoshop, we're using kind of two brushes, sort of two standard brushes, kind of soft round brush, something like this. We can see we've got the dissolved edge, and a hard round brush, something like this. We can of course customize them as well when we're drawing. So if I want something a little bit softer when I'm trying to shade an area in, I can just adjust the hardness of my brush. So can we see we've got a bit of a softer edge there, and we can bring it all the way down. But there are loads of third-party brushes which are amazing to use and apply to your drawings, so you can do some really exciting things. There are lots on the internet, so you just simply need to just Google free Adobe Photoshop brushes and download some of them. What I thought I'd do today is just show you one company which supplies where you can buy brushes, but they also have got a bundle of free ones that you can just use for your own work as long as you're not using them for kind of public work or for sale or anything like that. So I'm just going to go on the internet. The company is called True Grit Texture Brushes. So if you just Google something along those lines, and we've got this website here, it's True Grit Texture Supply. So if we go through to their website, they've got a really lovely website which shows you and demonstrates some of the sort of brushes and textures and things. And there's examples of work which have been rendered up using various brushes, and they ask you just to kind of subscribe up to them. So if you just go to the free stuff section, if you type in your email address, go to subscribe, they'll send you a link to a free bundle of brushes that you can download. It takes just 20 seconds. Equally, it's worth having a look at in their shop. If you've got some spare money, you might decide to purchase any of their kind of brush packs. So I might have a look in here, $19 stipple brush, and it gives you down the bottom an example of all of the different types of brushes and how they perform. So certainly worth checking out, but there are lots of websites that do it. So just on my desktop of my computer, I've downloaded from the email the file. So if you just double click on the zip file, you'll then create a folder for you, which has got all of the brushes in it. This has got brushes. The vector brushes are for Illustrator, but we're just going to have a look at the Photoshop brushes for today. So if you go into that folder, go to install this file, double click on the .abr file, and it should automatically upload it into Photoshop. Now when I go to my brushes panel, if I scroll all the way down, you'll see I've got this True Grit sampler brushes. I've got it in there twice because I've already installed it, and I just installed it again. But there's this beautiful set of brushes. So what we might have a little look at to begin with are the halftone brushes. Where are they? They're there. So I'll just open that file. So maybe we'll select this kind of dot brush to begin with. When I start painting with it, instead of it being a solid color, can you see it's adding in this really lovely halftone texture? This is great for shading. And it's a great, quick, simple way when you're not thinking about color necessarily, although you can apply a color to any of these brushes. It's a really nice way of making some of your designs pop out. So I'll just give you a little example of that. Like when we're doing any painting in Photoshop, I tend to create a new layer. I'm going to set it to multiply. By having it on a new layer, it means that I can then erase bits where I've made mistakes without affecting my background drawing. So I'm just going to zoom in and maybe paint up this brush, this bottle here. First thing I might do is I'm just going to drop the opacity down. I might increase the size of my brush slightly. But by having a lower opacity and painting with different opacities, we can give a bit of a sense of shading. So I'm just going to paint all along here and down. Might do something like that. This brush is quite hard on the edge and I want it to dissolve, so I'm just going to drop the hardness down now to make it, so really try and soften out that edge as best I can. So I'm just going to step back. That's why you should practice before you do the tutorial. So I'll try and just give it a bit of a softer edge and just along there like so. Next, I might just increase my opacity, and I might just put the hardness back up a little bit and put the size down. So now we can see it's going in and it's a bit darker, like that. And then I might just bring it all the way up and just do my last path all the way along the edge. Again, don't worry if you run outside the lines. That's absolutely fine. Because we can just go in with our eraser because we're on a new layer, and it will only just take out what we don't need. So I've made little mistakes there. Just going to take those out. So if I zoom out, instantly we've got this really nice bit of shading on there. You can of course go in and add some other lines and things into it. So that might be a bit harsh. So just drop the opacity down again. So I might just put a little line in here so it almost acts a bit like a reflection. Something along there. I'll show you just very quickly some of the other brushes. And there's really nice sets. So there's it's worth just having a little play with lots of them. So we'll have a little look through, see what we should select. So you get some quite nice, variety of brushes. So if something like this is quite fun, especially if you potentially want to make something, a bottle pop out. So I might decide to put a box, for example, behind a bottle to just help this one pop out off the page, and I might just use this brush now. So I'll just try and do it roughly, and then I'll just go in and delete the bits that I don't want. So just within that little selection area, I can now go in, use my eraser, and just clean up the little bits where I don't want. Right, won't spend too long, bore you getting it perfect. But very simply, it's a really nice way of putting something, putting drop textures behind designs, shading with them, rendering them up, giving them texture. There are so many to play with. I think it's a brush set of about 20 different brushes. Spend a little bit of time online looking for other brushes, and you'll find loads that you can have a little play with. Give you some just quick demos of some others in there. It's a really beautiful kind of textural brush there. And what's really nice about them is when you paint over the top, you're not restarting again. It does kind of space it out really beautifully. So have a little play. Best of luck with it, and I look forward to seeing how you use different brushes in your work.